All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. The wonders to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all elect Akim, Wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video through the Spirit. All right, and the lesson, the inspiration comes from this clip I was watching. You know, Coach Greg Adams, some of y'all know about him. But he gets to talking about something which is, true concerning our current situation, y'all, here, not only just in America, but in all the captivities where we find ourselves, y'all. You have this whole, the red pill shit and, six-figure man, all that bullshit. But in all actuality, y'all, we're not sovereign right now. We're not able to be men to the fullest. We don't govern ourselves. Not even these whole-ass Edomites that's got money and these heathen. We have an established demonocracy over us, controlling every aspect of your life. You don't get to grow food freely. You don't get to hunt animals. You don't get to build upon land freely. You can't wage a war with a faction next to you to get some land. You don't get to. Your children are wards of the state. Your food and water is manufactured. Okay, and that's the point of this video. And people who don't like to acknowledge that, it's because they want to live in a bubble. They want to live in a world where, every kiss begins with K, follow your dreams, Disney World. But all that stuff is a sham. This is a wicked, evil, corrupt world. And we are waiting for the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, to come free us from the grips of our oppressor. Because make no doubt about it, we are oppressed.
Anyway, God bless America. God bless America. All of these things. It doesn't mean America's evil. Again, America is responsible for you.
So he being a coon too. So he gonna start spitting some facts. But hey, this is why the prophets, we have it. We ain't saying no God bless America. We gonna bring out the facts. We don't give a fuck who it offends.
Again, this might seem like this is effed up, but in general, America has to find a way to keep you alive and support you as best as they can. This is the duty of the government. They can't just let you die. Yeah, they kind of mess you over a little bit. You do work until you find your way to freedom, which a few people do. But you do work for the government for a long time. They tax you, and then they'll take out Medicare and stuff for you later on, so that when you are not able to work, they can find the ways to support you. Is the support good? I mean, it's better than the Soviet Union. I mean, could be. It's better than it's not as good as it should be. But when you get a certain age and your body's not able to work, the government takes care of you. So in a sense, there's a trade-off. You're trading off working years, your fertility for the women, your stronger strength years to work on the plantation for the government. And then they take care of you, just like plantation owners took care of the slaves who could not work. They could not work physically. So what did they do? They entertained. They moved into the house. They didn't just let you die. In essence, they could have 4 generations on the plantation if you were an owner. And that owner was responsible for the slaves, no matter if they were 90 or 5. There's only a small percentage of people, slaves, that could work. 5-year-olds can't work. Neither can 85-year-olds. But I have to feed them, house them, clothe them, and be responsible. There's a lot for it. Is it the best situation? No. Is there a perfect situation? Not really. Because you can't.
Hey, don't quote him on that age shit, because the scriptures tell us he had us working from young to old. So don't quote him on that. But the thing that he's bringing out, and he's going to keep going, the fact that simply we, from the point of birth and to the point of death, by our captors, y'all, we are ruled over and dominated. We can't do nothing. We can't say nothing. You understand what I'm saying? From the point that you come in to the point that you go out.
To take care of your fucking kids out here, let alone be talking about what the government and slave owners were able to do. Most of y'all can't even provide the basic conditions for your own children. So don't tell me what the government and slave owners should have done. You guys can't pay 100% cost for your own kids to be alive today, and you're responsible for them. You run to the government, they're subsidized. You subsidize daycare and powdered milk and cheese and bus passes and free lunches and all kind of shit, and you don't provide the basic needs for your kids. Thus, you're not providing even good, stable living conditions for your kids by yourself.
So right there, you know, I think it stemmed off of the fact that he was having an argument with somebody. But, you know, he's making a point. In this country, in all actuality, y'all, ain't no such thing as independent. Ain't nobody. We're running to our enemies for the need of all things, like the scriptures say. So we're not going to be able to build up our kingdom here. We're not going to be free here. Yahushua has to free us, all right? Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. This is the truth of the matter. And by now, y'all, we're destroyed. We are destroyed. We serve them for everything. All the food, or even you know, our us in this truth. We don't stitch and hand make these clothes. We have to go buy these clothes. Even the garments, y'all. We are not out going outside and securing, you know, wild bush and nettles to sew together our garment. Man, you go on a goddamn Ann Fabric store, Leanne's Fabric, Staples, right? Getting some hot glue gun. We will not be independent until Yahushua returns, and it's been set up that way. And if anybody's being unrealistic, we building the kingdom, man, shut the fuck up. You have 501c3 charters to go to host these goddamn little dinner parties. You got English letters up in the damn place. We are not free. We are not sovereign. We still serve them for all things that we need. Even though we know this truth, even though we are spiritually separated, we still have to deal with them physically. We're in bondage. Okay? All right, I'm going to get this real quick. Jeremiah 25:14. It says, for many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. So right here, this is showing you these nations, y'all, they build up their power and their kingdom by way of our backs. They serve themselves of us. Literally meaning what? They make use of us, our bodies, and our time to build up themselves. All right, we're the ones in the Amazon factories. We're the ones in the, Issachar cooking all the food. Judah, you know, he in Foot Locker scanning shoes and shit, right? We are the ones who these nations are using to gain their power. We have no control or say-so over our own lives here, which is a testament. Now, when Yahushua gets back here, who is he going to come put hands on? The ones who have us as captives. Let's keep going.
So I don't want to hear what the government's not doing for you, and they're not doing you right. You can't even take care of your kids, let alone your parents, if we throw that into the conversation. You can't even take care of your parents. So the government has to take care of them. This is a deep conversation. We might be able to close the show on this. So a lot of people say, well, they ain't doing this and they ain't doing that. You can't even provide daycare for your kids, and you can't even stop feeding them French fries and fish fillet sandwiches and blowing them up like the Goodyear blimp. You can't even stop.
Hey, you know, he's making a comedy of it, you know, right? But that's serious. You can't even. We don't. Here it is. You'll try to feed your kid healthy, but you go get the organic shit and come to find out it's all being sprayed with a goddamn A pill, you know, from Mr. Gates. We have no jurisdiction here, no control here, and that's one of the parts of being in this. One of the things about this truth, you have to understand that and come to grips with that. So you have to let certain things go. Hey, certain of us, yo, hey, you gonna always be paying rent. Certain of us, you ain't gonna have no home ownership. That's not a realistic goal for you. You're not going to come up with a magical $30,000 to go put that 10% down on that $300,000 house. If that means you got to live from rent to rent, then just deal with it. Hey, some of us, you ain't going to be able to get that car you really, really fucking want. That SRT, Hellcat, 799 horsepower, all that. You're going to have to get your little Israelite mobile because that's all you can afford. None of this here is ours. We're captives here.
You put them in free education, which there's always trade-offs. There's never anything free. Despise the free lunch. We're going deep. We getting cold. But I don't want to hear what the government and slave owners didn't do for their people. You can't even do anything for the people that you brought onto this face earth. You can't keep up with your child support payments. You can't put good shoes on your kids' feet. You can't provide them with a good, stable education other than the free education provided by the government again.
And that education is given out for free because it's brainwashing. It's like he said, it comes with trade-offs. Yeah, okay, the education's free, but your kids are being bugged out. And if you don't take them to school, you going to jail.
Provided by the government, paid for and subsidized. The government provides this for you. And they're supposed to do what? Teach you how to be free? I think not. They're supposed to teach your ass how to be an employee, aka a servant. That's what they're going to teach you. How to serve personal them. Servant. They're not there to educate your kids. You think they are, but that's because you a servant. They leaving now. They leaving.
Oh, this is a good one. Servant is synonymous with employee. Tennessee Valley Appliances versus Roden 24. Yep. That's why the apostle said, a servant is just a slave, y'all. This is some information he had up on the screen.
They leaving this stream. All right. So did I wake y'all punk asses up? Yeah, they leaving the Notorious stream. They don't want to be.
And he's talking about some of the viewers because some of them was getting mad because he's bringing out this real information, which is true. You Americans don't like to they don't like to accept that fact. It's just the people of this world. They don't like to accept the fact that we're being ruled over by the fucking elite. Even especially Edomites. Edomite think because they got their house and they boat, their car, because they doing something, they got a little golf cart. Nigga, you a slave down here with us too. And the only difference is, hey, you a 2 times loser, bitch. We gonna be the rulers of the kingdom of heaven. You going as a slave. Alright, so let's get the next one. Y'all, Esau, he's rolling over with a iron grip and he will not let up. Let me get that. Isaiah 10:13. For he saith, by the strength of my hand have I done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. And I have removed the bounds of the people, and I have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. All right. In ancient times, this is dealing with, one of the kings of Assyria. And in today's time, we can apply this to Edom because he's the modern Assyrian, the rod being used to punish us. He's put us down with his strength. He's robbed us. You have to punch in the zip code that he tells you to. You have to punch in the address that he tells you to. You have to have your license and your ID. And if you don't do these things, he will kill you. So he's puffed up in that. And we, as it currently stands, we can't do anything against him. He has too much, the police force, the military. If you try to rebel against this man's system, you will find yourself dead or in jail. He has everybody he's in his pockets. All of the hell, here it is. You can try to go. I remember when I was younger, y'all, first couple years in the truth, you start learning about natural things, right? I wanted to start making my natural toothpaste. You take some baking soda, some hydrogen peroxide. You can mix in some coconut oil. You can mix in some a little bit of cinnamon oil, right? Just for a little bit of the flavor. And I started making my own natural toothpaste for a minute. And my parents was, because I was still in high school at the time, first coming in. My parents was tripping on me. I'm talking about was literally trying to bum rush me in the bathroom. Why ain't you using toothpaste? People's minds are so indoctrinated, y'all. They can't even, what the fuck? What do you think we were using before toothpaste? How were human beings cleaning their tooth before the white man's almighty crest came about, right? These people's minds are so far gone and absorbed in the world that Esau has provided them. They're not going to let it go. Everybody's going to have to die. That's when they're going to let it go. So not only is Esau ruling over these people. But our people love to be ruled over by Esau. They don't want any other way. Matter of fact, let's get that. They have forgotten who their master is. Speaking about our people specifically. Isaiah 1:3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Okay, so we belong to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, but our people have grown too accustomed to being under Esau Edom.
Be over there no more. You can't even put braces on they raggedy ass teeth, but you're saying you're supporting your kids. He says, I take care of my kids. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you. You right. But yeah, hey, shout out to the dictator says, what is this? Malfunction, error. Ninjas is glitching right now. They running from this because I want y'all to come through and say, I'm reaching. Where's the I'm reaching ninjas? They silent right now. What y'all got? He said they hurt. Loud Packet says, Coach, you cooking these Mitches. He says, you cook it. He says right here. He says, sorry, Coach, you cook and tell these Mitch Ninja how it is, man. They ain't ready. They ain't ready. You think you got life figured out, but until you talk to me. King Camellia says, old births show that mothers are listed as informed. They ain't ready. You think you got life figured out, but until you talk to me. King Camellia says, old birth certificates will show that mothers are listed as informants. Also, children are considered wards of the state, and parents are custodians, which is why they have authority to take your children, hashtag too hot for them. Do y'all want me to continue? You want me to continue? Do you guys ever wonder why a government agency called Child Protective Services can come into your house and take their kids? Yes. You ever wonder? You'll be like, CPS gonna come in and they gonna take our kids. Now, how could they do that? The only reason they can do that is because the children are wards of the state. The children belong to the state. I learned this when I was trying to get my kid to move from California to Nevada. I had to go to the state, and the state had to relinquish my kid to put them in the custodian, put them to the custodian, me, in ward of the state of Nevada. That's why.
So he's giving his testimony. And, you know, brothers who have children, you know, y'all know all about it, right? Hell, I remember, man, my dad, y'all, when he had came and got me, you know, when I was around 10, he went through hell and high waters because he had to secure a birth certificate for me. Because I forget what happened to my original one. I forget what the fuck happened to it, you know. So they had to make me a new one and have it, you know, imported. You know, I'm from Texas, but I grew up out here in Michigan now. They was putting him through hell and high water, trying to, you know, he had to prove, you know, where I was born, that I'm actually, you know, his son, all this and that, you know. And I remember this because as a child, I had to go to these buildings with him, with the white man, like, hey, yeah, this is my dad. I'm not kidnapped. You have to go prove to the government that's your child. You have to ask them permission. Can I go here with my son, with my daughter? Can I do the, you know, split custody, joint custody, full custody, all this bullshit? You have to beg the white man if you can have your child a couple days out the week. Why? Because you are in captivity. You know, we could just hang out all in Deuteronomy 28 for this whole lesson. But I just, you know, just a reminder, y'all, don't, man, we are not free at all. We're waiting to be free. So anybody speaking that we're free bullshit, it's just that bullshit. We are still captivated by Esau Edom and the heathen. Matter of fact, I'll go back real quick. That's why Deuteronomy 28 is just a straight knockout blow. It proves everything of our existence. It explains everything. Where's it at? Deuteronomy 28. Dealing with our children. Slacky, y'all. I fell. Damn, where's that, y'all? Where's that? It tells you. Okay, Slacky, yep. Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. So literally, beginning in chattel slavery, our children, your children didn't belong to you. The children that came out from between your legs belonged to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, which is why he would take them and sell them. And in today's time, if you don't send them off to school, if you don't not up to date with their little appointments and all this and all that, they'll take them, send you to jail, put them in, foster, right? All this and all that. You're not sovereign here. You're not free. They came out from you, but they belong to the devil until, we get broken out this bitch. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knewest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway. And we experience that way. We are oppressed and crushed. Everything that we do, all the labor we do, it's not for ourselves. It's not for your own prosperity. It's all to the benefit of some other asshole. Their company, their profits, their, quarter one income, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. And here it is, you stressing about getting these bills paid off the little weak ass, $1,000 check you might get. And these motherfuckers, here it is, you get $1,000 for the week, and these motherfuckers have made $15,000 off of you, the amount of work that you did at your job. This place is a joke.
That's why you have to go through so much bullshit, because you're removing the state ownership of that kid and you're transferring it to another state. You wonder why CPS can come in and kick in your doors and take your kids? Because the CPS is a part of the government. It's an arm of the government. They can come into the house legally and take the kids that belong to them. You are a custodial parent. That's why they call you a custodial and a non-custodial. You are a parent. You are a parent, meaning you are over jurisdiction of the kid until the state deems you as not available, like you're not good enough. We deem you not a good parent, so we take the kids back. This is also why if you don't send your kid to a school, namely a government public school, if they're not at the school and you haven't deemed them being homeschooled, a truancy officer can pick your kid up and take them somewhere, and then you'd have to fight for them. So you would have to, if you don't send your kids to school, the government will come, the state will knock on your door and say, why is my kids not in my school? You have to have them in school. If they're not in school, they will get picked up. They're ditching, they're sitting at home. You told them you don't have to go to school. They will pick them damn kids up. Now, why do they have the legal authority to do so? Well, it says the children are wards of the state. You are the custodian. You signed this over via the birth certificate. Shout out to...
Hey, and this is something I dealt with, y'all. My own testimony. Going to school. I because of shit always going on at home, I usually missed 1 to 2 days a week at school. No bullshit. So every year, right before graduating to the next grade, the teachers, they'd be like, look, if you miss about 2 more days of school, we're going to have to hold you back. And it wasn't because my grades was all right, but it's because of, the truancy laws. I would miss a lot of days. Therefore, I would cut it danger close each year. I remember, I believe 10th grade in particular, they was like, nigga, if you miss about one more day in this last month, we're going to have to hold you back because you missed, a significant amount of days. What law is that in the Bible, y'all? Thus thou shalt send thine child to school. Thus saith the Lord. That ain't nowhere. But guess what? We're in the land of our captivities. And in these captivities, we have to obey. Otherwise, your enemy will come whoop your ass. Whether you captivities. Let me see, where's that scripture at? Not this one. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yep, Tobit. I was thinking, because you have Baruch 3:8, but that's not what I was wanting. What I wanted, this one right here. This is why we've gone into captivity, y'all. This is why we're in these fucking conditions. Tobit 3:4. For they obeyed not thy commandments, wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death, and for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed. So since we obeyed not the Heavenly Father, he said, okay, you're going to obey these motherfuckers that's over you. This is punishment. That's why we had that, man, y'all. That's why you have to wake up and if you don't cut your grass. Y'all, you can fuck around and go to jail if you don't cut your grass for a certain amount of days. If you don't, I remember my landlord when I moved into, a spot I'm at. Oh, if you have a car broken down in the driveway, it can't be sitting too long. Otherwise, goddamn, I can't even, let's say my car go down. Damn, let's say it might take me a couple weeks to save up. I can't even be broke down in my own house. But in this world, no, because it's not your fucking house. It's not your car, and this isn't our life. We are in straight up bondage. The only difference between now and 18 some is that, we get paid just a little bit and we ain't getting beat as severely or, sexually assaulted by the white man directly as much in most cases, right? We still subject to payments every day. Got to answer to somebody every day. Got to check in every day as a grown man, 60 years old, let you be late. Where was you at? Nigga, I was making love to my woman in the morning. That's where I was at. Asking me where the fuck I was at, man. You still got to answer to a man, y'all. In this fucking place. Let you be late to something the white man. Let you be late to jury duty, or not show up. Bench warrant out on your ass ASAP. Let you miss a court date. Bench warrant out on your ass ASAP. License strip gone. Come on, man.
Certificate. Shout out to Amin Osiris, one of the greatest. He came up with that pay rent. I don't know if he came up with it. And they'll take your ass to jail. You need to have our kids in our school. Woo! So when you say these are my kids, think again. And this is all legal, by the way. This is not conspiracy. This is not conjecture. This is not even up for debate. This is how it works. And this is why they can order you to pay child support. Why do you think they can order you to pay child support? Because the woman took you to court? No, because the government says, hey, you need to take care of these kids. And you signed the birth certificate.
And we know child support is fraud. Child support, the government is getting the majority of that money. That's revenue for the government.
That was your mistake.
What was that, Title D40? All right, that shit's illegal, like Elder Malcolm always goes into.
Number one, right? You signed a birth certificate. There's your name, right? Well, there's an invisible contract on the other side of this, right? There's an invisible contract that you signed to recognize that you agree. On the thing on the back, there's a contract. You just can't see it. But that's what you agreed to. Yeah, man. I think we could close the show on that alone. Too much vital information. What I'm saying, in essence, is protect yourself by educating yourself at all times. Shout out to our brother O'Neal.
So that's about it, y'all. He went on that little tirade, that little tangent, and he was on point with it. We are in the land of our captivities. We will be free when Yahushua returns. Already no sooner. And that's what we're waiting on. That's what we're fighting for, y'all. To be truly delivered from the grasp of the oppressor. Alright? And it's coming soon. It's coming soon. And notice, this verse is right after Jacob's trouble, right? Jeremiah 30:8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. So this is the other side to that scripture we had out of Jeremiah 25. So the heathen were serving themselves of us, but now Yahushua is going to break us free, and they will no longer be serving themselves of us, meaning they're not going to be getting rich off our backs. We going to be working their ass. They're going to be underneath us. All right, coming soon. Yahushua is going to deliver us out of bondage from these motherfuckers, man. So that's about it, y'all. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like the Akim, Wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom.